INEC is going to legalize voting without PVC come 2027. Now, is this progress or retrogression? Because I don't understand. No concrete reason given, and this is just done like unprovoked. You see, over the years, INEC, you have hammered on the importance of us getting our PVCs and how the introduction of PVC sort of, gave some credibility to our electoral process. And now you wake up one morning and you say, we can now vote without the same PVC? Somehow this just reduced the prestige of the PVC.
Go and pick your PVC. No matter how much they try to frustrate you, don't be frustrated. That PVC is a liberation card, is a success card, is a gold mine, is your way to the freedom, success, and prosperity.
So, that was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a little over 2 years ago, just before he became president, emphasizing on the importance of having your PVCs. He said, and I quote, PVC is a liberation card. PVC is a success card. PVC is a gold mine, is your way to freedom, success, and prosperity. That was just a little bit over 2 years ago. Now, 2 years into his administration, and this is it, INEC to legalize voting without the PVC in 2027. So, basically, INEC is going to legalize voting without PVC come 2027. Now, is this progress or retrogression? Because I don't understand. No concrete reason given, and this is just done like unprovoked. Like, I really want to understand it. I don't want to be so quick to judge. I don't want to be so quick to, dismiss it. I think that those questions are really, vital to ask. Are we moving forward or moving backward? So because I really wanted to know more about this thing, because I was just not understanding it. I didn't understand anything. Like, how was it going to work? Anyway, I just decided to say, okay, let me do further research. Let me go and read. So I went to Punch Online. This was what I found. I'm going to read some part of it, and it says, the Independent National Electoral Commission has expressed willingness to allow eligible Nigerians without permanent voter cards to vote in 2027 general election, but insists that such a move must be backed by legislative amendment. Now, the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman, Rotimi, told The Punch on Wednesday that the Commission has committed to expanding voter access through technology, but emphasized that legal provision must first be updated to accommodate any shift from the current PVC-only system. The initiative followed remarks by INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu in December 2024 during a quarterly consultative meeting with the resident electoral commissioners in Abuja. Yakubu highlighted the growing role of technology, particularly the bimodal voter accreditation system, in streamlining the electoral process. He noted that while PVC will remain valid for those who possess them, future elections could allow voters to use slips generated by INEC or downloaded from its official website for accreditation This shift, he said, would lower cost, ease logistical burdens, and curb the misuse of voter cards. Okay, from what I read, they are not just going to wake up to do it. They are just going to wait for legislative amendment. That means the National Assembly will have to approve it, and then some legal, things will have to be put in place to, make this happen. But then again, my question is, why do we want to go back to where we're coming from when we used to vote without a card, instead of putting things in place to support the system we already have? Because trust me, if it's the National Assembly we have, they will just do this thing and pass it without thinking twice, because if for nothing, it looks like something that would be beneficial to a lot of them. The legislative, the legal part, that is sorted, because those ones are not even going to be hard for them to get. You see, to me, all these are not clear. What you're talking about, the benefits this is going to bring, it's not clear. And if for nothing, you manage to mention all that INEC would benefit if they legalize voting without, PVC, the cost, the reduced cost and all of that. You did. But then you cleverly avoided the implications of this on this whole electoral process. How would this not encourage electoral malpractice? With this, like electoral malpractice, like multiple voting, how would this curb multiple voting? Because we're in a country where even with voters card, we're all still having challenges. Not to talk of where you say, okay, there is no need for voters card. People, we're talking about the sleep or no sleep, and now if for nothing, this seems like it's just going to, encourage electoral malpractice. Now I might be wrong. You see, this is where more electoral, education, voters education will have to be done for us to understand this. Because like I said, I don't want to be quick to judge that this is going to be like a wrong move, because I don't know. I don't know what INEC is seeing that we are not seeing. But if we have over 3 or 4 election cycles, we have used these PVCs, all of a sudden you're coming to say we are not going to, not that we're not going to use it again, but now where we are coming from, where we're no longer, where we're voting without a PVC, that we're somehow going to go back there. Like, I need education. All this I'm saying, I might be wrong. We need proper, voters education on this so that we understand. And then by the time I understand it proper, then I will now come and do my own research to see whether this will really help. My own opinion, whether this will really help, because really they should really educate the electorate on how this will benefit the Nigerian voters and strengthen our electoral process. These are the things we need to know. You see, over the years, INEC, you have hammered on the importance of us getting our PVCs and how the introduction of PVC sort of, gave some credibility to our electoral process. And now you wake up one morning and you say, we can now vote without the same PVC. Somehow this just reduces the prestige of the PVC. Trust me, it does. And this is the same PVC when you introduced it. This was your statement. They said that the chip-based card would guarantee eligible voters the right to vote during elections and solve the rigors of identification and authentication. Now, even though all through the 4 election cycle that we have used the PVC, authentication and identification of your PVC has been, like a constant challenge, which somehow defeated the aim of introducing it in the first place. Now, if you're now going to say people should now come and, vote without the PVC, how are you going to authenticate and identify those people accurately? Now, we have states that borders other countries in Nigeria. We have a lot of states that are like in the borders of, borders, sharing borders with other countries. How are you going to watch when election time comes? Some people there who want to be funny, opening their borders and let people from there come in to vote. We've had cases of that even with our PVC. Now, if you're saying without PVC, are you sure people are not going to manipulate this process? These are the things we want to know. These are the things we need education on, that it's not going to happen, even if without that anyway, but we just still need that education on how this new introduction, if passed or if assented to by the National Assembly and all the legal workings are put in place, and then they give a go ahead, how this concerns will be tackled. You see, INEC, people are talking, and rightly so. They are of the view, some of them are assuming that all this is just to help the ruling party have easy win in 2027. That is what I'm hearing. I am not in that school of thought. People are already talking, and rightly so, because if all the political drama happening in recent times is anything to go by, then you would understand why people might want to assume that is this also part of the plan or part of the game, so that people can easily thumbprint and people can assume anything. Now, it is not my place to agree or disagree with their assumptions. That is not my place, but you want to understand where they are coming from, because any institution that takes any kind of major decisions like this, or want to take decisions like this, it cannot, it's almost impossible for them to take if the approval of the presidency is not given. Even if we know that INEC is independent, but somehow the presidency, who funds the INEC though? Is an institution, they are all under the presidency. So this is why people will want to assume that is the ruling party trying to want to use INEC ahead of 2027. These are the things that INEC needs to clear, so that people would understand. I want to understand this. I am not even here to say that this is what INEC is doing for sure because they want to help the ruling party. No, I am sitting down here because I really want to understand, and I hope that in the coming days, INEC will come out and expatiate and educate the voters. Because if politicians are already getting ready and playing their games and tricks ahead of 2027, INEC can as well start educating us properly ahead of 2027. How about that? You see, INEC, Nigerians don't even trust you people in the first place, and rightly so. So this whole misconception, it's on you people to clear it. So I'm just going to sit down here. I won't say what is truly on my mind. I will just wait and wait for the proper education that I'm asking for. And when we're properly informed about how this is going to work, and then we can now come out and talk properly, because I don't want to speak against it. It's just going to be very, very ignorant of me to say, this is it, this is this. But I am just here to say what people are already thinking about this whole process on how it's just going to help the ruling party. That is not, my take. That is what is out there. So we need proper education on this. See, people rig with the PVC and now coming to say that they should now vote, that people can now vote without the PVC, is just unlocking a whole new level in this election process that people really need proper understanding of it. These are the same people who have strictly used PVC for almost 4 cycles of election, and now coming to tell them that it's okay, let them just go, they can vote without the PVC. It's just like confusing people. There are a lot of cases of election malpractice. How are you going to solve the people that use PVC, the malpractice that comes with that, and the ones that people who didn't use PVC, you're just going to meddle this whole thing, and then the cycle of confusion continues. So like I said, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to wait for proper education, and then we can now take it up from there. So INEC, we are waiting. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I see you again in my next video. Bye for now.